Hello dear students, this is your next video lecture about plasma membrane structure and function. Now this plasma membrane is also called as biomembrane or cell membrane, and it is made up of proteins and phospholipids. The very important thing about the plasma membrane is it is selectively permeable membrane. Now what is mean by the selectively permeable? See, the selectively permeable means it allows the particles which are required and those are taken in through the plasma membrane. So this is the very important feature of the plasma membrane, that is selectively permeable in nature. The plasma membrane surrounds all the cells. It is present around all the body cells, and it physically separates the cytoplasm, which is the material that makes up the cell, from the extracellular fluid outside the cell. This protects all the cells from outside environment and allows separate activities to occur inside the cell, and it also provides structural support. Now here are the two membrane models, plasma membrane models. First one is sandwich model, as it shows a sandwich like structure, and this was proposed by Danieli and Davison. Now this membrane, according to this membrane, there are two protein layers and two phospholipid bilayers are present inside, whereas two protein layers are found on the both phospholipid layers. Both the protein layers are hydrophilic in nature, whereas the middle part, that is phospholipid bilayer, is hydrophobic nature, or it is hydrophobic zone it is making. Now the next slide tells you some important points, that is plasma membrane is made up of proteins and phospholipids. The proteins are alpha globulins and the phospholipids are amphipathic. The word amphipathic means it has both the hydrophobic and hydrophilic ends. The phospholipids are arranged in bilayer in such a manner that their tails are facing each other. Their tails face towards each other and heads are present to the opposite sides. Then the next model is fluid mosaic model. Now this model is proposed by Singer and Nicholson. The fluid mosaic model was proposed by Singer and Nicholson, and according to this model, the same kind of structures, same kind of molecules are present like proteins and phospholipids, but we will also study what are the different things or how it differs from the first model, that is Danieli and Davison model, that is the first model. Okay, so this proteins are alpha globulins, made up of alpha globulins, and next point is it is having intrinsic and extrinsic proteins. The intrinsic proteins are present inside and the extrinsic proteins are located outside and are attached to the phospholipid heads. Intrinsic proteins are sometimes partially embedded in the phospholipid bilayer and sometimes they are completely embedded in the phospholipid bilayer. Now these phospholipid molecules are again of amphipathic heads. They are having amphipathic heads, means both hydrophilic and hydrophobic heads. They show two types of movement. The phospholipids, they are showing two types of movements. One is transition movement and another one is flip-flop movement. Now what is mean by this transition movement? The transition movement is the movement of the phospholipids in the same layer, whereas flip-flop movement of the phospholipids is in between the two layers. The movement occurs in between two layers and therefore it is called flip-flop movement. Transition is the movement in the same layer. Now this diagram shows the fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. Fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. Then again, the plasma bilayer tails face each other and heads are away from each other. Now there is weak force of attraction present in between their tails, and that is called van der Waals force of attraction, and this is a weak type of force which is present in between the tails of the bilayer, lipid bilayer. If the extrinsic proteins are removed from the membrane, there is no change in the structure of the membrane, but if the intrinsic proteins are removed from the membrane, then the membrane structure is also disturbed or disrupted, or it changes. Sugars are attached to the outer surface of lipids, and those are called glycolipids here. So sugar molecules, if they are attached to the outer surface of lipids, it forms glycolipids. The carbohydrates which are found in the intrinsic proteins and glycolipids, which are forming a sugary covering called as glycocalyx. It recognizes certain foreign proteins as in immune cells, and it protects from the extracellular digestive fluids. Nextly, the fluid mosaic model stresses that the plasma membrane is semi-fluid in nature. So what this fluid mosaic model suggests, it is a kind of semi-fluid material, that is plasma membrane is in the nature of the plasma membrane is semi-fluid. The lipids as well as the intrinsic proteins move freely within lipid bilayer. So this is the very important point about the mosaic model, and I think you understand the difference between the fluid mosaic model and the first model, that is sandwich model and fluid mosaic models. These are the two important models about the plasma membrane. Then the next is functions of plasma membrane. Now this plasma membrane functions are enlisted here. The first one is mechanical support. This plasma membrane gives a shape to the cell. It also protects the cell contents and keeps the cell components in place, in a proper place. The next is the exchange of materials. It also helps in the exchanging of the materials from outside to the inside. Okay, so it is, as it is selectively permeable in nature, it allows some substances, allows the entry of the substances whichever is required, and if some unwanted substances are present, it sends it out from the cell. Next is biogenesis of the cell organelles. The plasma membrane also helps in the formation of some cell organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, then nuclear membrane, etc. Another function of the plasma membrane is the absorption. Now how it helps in the absorption process? The microvilli which are present on the plasma membrane, it increases the surface area for the purpose of absorption of the materials. And as the microvilli are present on the plasma membrane, so we can say this is one of the function of plasma membrane too, that is absorption. Next is antigenic specificity. Antigenic specificity is another feature of the plasma membrane, or the antigens which are present on the antigenic determinants. The antigen specifies the cells which are located on the surface of the plasma membrane. The antigenic determinants are the glycoproteins of the plasma membrane. Next is the transmission of nerve impulse. The plasma membrane of nerve fibers transmits nerve impulses. Next function is osmosis. The osmosis means the movement of the water from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Higher concentration to the lower concentration. So in this way, this maintains the balance between the osmotic pressures of the internal and external fluids of the plasma membrane. Then it also helps in the passive transport of the some materials in which there is no need of energy. So this passive movement, passive transport occurs in the through the plasma membrane from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Okay, and along with this, some active transport is also taking place through the same plasma membrane. The movement of the molecules from the region of higher concentration against the concentration gradient from the lower concentration to the higher concentration, that means against the concentration gradient, is called active transport, and this transport needs energy. This also takes place through the same plasma membrane. Then lastly, endocytosis and exocytosis. Endocytosis means taking in some materials, and exocytosis means throwing out some substances which are unwanted to the cell. So all these are the different functions of the plasma membrane. I hope you understand this topic well. Thank you.